your mere. Om Ajnanatamrandasya Jnananjananjalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Nena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Nena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttaparakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhampitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Mancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Jai Simhachalam Narsimhadev ki Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Gurudev ki Jai. Thank you Chinmay Prabhu for giving me an opportunity to take this instant class. So just a few minutes back I got to know that I have to glorify Krishna in this particular verse from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, text 15. So the verse goes like this. Shariravan manovidyat karma prabhavare naraha vayam va viparitam va panchaita tasya hetavaha. Somebody wants to repeat? 18th chapter, 15th sloka. Bhagavad Gita.
Shariravan manovidyat karma prabhavare naraha vayam va viparitam va Panchaiti tasya hetavaha.
Thank you. Mataji's? Maybe Mataji's want to try? Jai, Jai, Mataji. Nice, Mataji. Both of you, Prabhu and Mataji, nicely recited. So, Srila Prabhupada translating purpose ki Jai. Whatever right or wrong action a man performs by body, mind or speech is caused by these 5 factors. Purport ki Jai. The words right and wrong are very significant in this verse. Right work is work done in terms of the prescribed directions in the scriptures, and wrong work is work done against the principles of the scriptural injunctions. But whatever is done requires these 5 factors for its complete performance. Jai. So this is the last chapter in the Bhagavad Gita. So the Bhagavad Gita starts with Arjuna having too much of confusion. He doesn't know what to do, He is a very important player. He is the leader, a very important player, and the entire battle is surrounded around him. And he is known for performing many great acts. He got the bow, the arrows from all demigods, and he has done so many things. But when Krishna puts him right in front of the family members, he gets completely confused. What is right? What is wrong? He's completely confused, and that's when he gets into a problem wherein his body is shivering. He's not able to take any right decision when he sees his guru right in front of him, or when he sees his grandfather in front of him. So that's when it starts, and then Krishna starts giving the Gita Upadesh. So this particular verse is very important because Krishna is talking about what is right and what is wrong. Okay, so in Kali Yuga, what you might do in one country might be right, but in a different country it could be illegally wrong. It depends on time, place and circumstances. Something is right in one country, something is wrong in one country. Something is legal here, something is illegal here. So there's nothing like, there are like 10 commandments or 20 commandments. You just do this, and for the entire world this is right or this is wrong. So this is how the entire confusion is, So Prabhupada, our Acharya, he understood that every human being is going through this problem. We get into a junction. You don't know whether to take right or you don't know whether to take left, right? So you are in that particular situation all the time. So my Gurudev used to tell us one very nice pastime to remember this. In India, in a village, there was a person by name Sunant Vidyadhar. What's his name? Sunant Vidyadhar. Okay. Vidyadhar means very qualified. Okay. So there was Sunant Vidyadhar. So one person was, this is happening in very long time ago. Okay. So one man was crying, Sunant Vidyadhar, Sunant Vidyadhar, Sunant Vidyadhar. So the other person comes and asks, what happened? What happened? Don't you know Sunant Vidyadhar passed away? Sunant Vidyadhar died? Yeah, Sunant Vidyadhar died. Okay. So that's why if somebody dies, in scriptures, if the person is very much related to you, the men shave off their hair, And this person is crying on the bank of the river. His hair is completely shaved off. And he's like, Sunant Vidyadhar, Sunant Vidyadhar. The other person, now the second person understood Sunant Vidyadhar passed away. So he is going to the barber shop and he is getting a haircut. Okay. Then the third person comes. Now two people are crying on the banks of the river. Okay. And they're like, Sunant Vidyadhar, Sunant Vidyadhar. The third person is coming. And he's saying, what happened? Sunant Vidyadhar passed away. Sunant Vidyadhar passed away. Oh, Sunant Vidyadhar passed away. Yeah. So what did you do? Yeah, you have to go have a haircut because Sunant Vidyadhar passed away. So this person goes again to the barber shop. The barber is very happy. Goes and has a haircut again. So now three people start mourning. Okay. The fifth person comes. What happened? What happened? Sunant Vidyadhar passed away. Sunant Vidyadhar passed away. So like that, the 10th guy comes, the 11th guy comes. What happened? Sunant Vidyadhar passed away. So everybody is going for a haircut. So those days, the kings used to come on a procession, They used to come on the chariot, on an elephant chariot, or a horse chariot, and all that stuff. So the king is coming, and before the king comes, there are so many soldiers who will be before the king, walking and coming. So the soldiers are like, hey, what's going on? The king is coming, and I knew that the path is free. Suddenly there are 10 people who are crying here. So all the soldiers, one by one, are going. The head of the army is going and asking, what's going on here? Sunant Vidyadhar passed away, and we are all mourning for him. So these 10 people are like crying so much. The army person, he understands, oh my God, Sunant Vidyadhar has passed away. So he goes and tells all the soldiers, today is such a bad day. Sunant Vidyadhar passed away. So what should we do? We have to go and take a haircut. We have to acknowledge that something has happened. So the entire army, they're going to the barber shop. So now the barber shop is getting filled with people. The other barber shop is also opening, the haircut, the saloon. Nowadays you call it saloon. Those days it's just a normal barber shop. The barber shops are getting full, the entire army is crying, the soldiers are crying. Now the king's chariot driver, he's like, my dear king, today is such a mourning day. Sunant Vidyadhar passed away. So the king, and the charioteer is saying, even I need to go and, take an haircut. I need to go and follow these rules. Otherwise I will be different. So the king is saying, okay, and the entire kingdom is doing, let me also do. So now now the king doesn't go to the barber because he's a very rich king. So the barber comes to the king, and the saloon is, what do you call it? Like work from home. There's a work from home saloon coming. The king is having a beautiful, completely hair is shaved, and this is going on. So the king is mourning, entire army is mourning, the soldiers are mourning, everybody is mourning, and then the king is very upset. Oh my God, I really wanted to, have a nice chariot ride today, and half the way everything got changed. And the king is like, death can happen at any time. Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram. Anybody can die any time, and so this is death. He's talking about death. King has become very philosophical. So then the king goes to the palace, and the king suddenly he goes into the palace. The queen looks at him. Oh my God, Haribul, you were fine. You had nice hair. What happened? Oh my dear queen, you don't know what happened. Sunan Vidyadhar passed away. So the entire village is mourning. It's a mourning day. It's a black day today. Entire village is mourning. And so we need to feed everybody. We are not going to celebrate. No celebrations for next 3 days. The kingdom will be mourning, and we will declare this day as a holiday in the coming years. The queen is like, you're so merciful, my dear Haribol. Very nice, my dear Lord. Okay. Who's Sunan Vidyadhar? Who's Sunan Vidyadhar? The king is like, Sunan Vidyadhar died. But do you know Sunan Vidyadhar? The queen is asking, and the women are very clever. The king is like, Sunan Vidyadhar? I don't know, but my charioteer knows. The king calls, charioteer, please come here. Who's Sunan Vidyadhar? My dear king, I don't know, but the commander-in-chief knows. So he runs to the commander-in-chief. The king is asking, the queen has asked him, who's Sunan Vidyadhar? So then the commander comes. The commander says, I don't know. My soldiers went first. Ask my soldiers. The commander-in-chief is calling, please come here, my dear soldier. Who's Sunan Vidyadhar? I don't know. Those 10 people were crying. So that's what happened. Okay, go call the 10 people. The king is asking. The queen has given a command. It's going to be declared as an holiday for the upcoming years. And they want to keep a statue. Now they're adding more masala, like masala. So they are going to the next, those 10 people who are sitting still on the banks of the river. Sunan Vidyadhar, Sunan Vidyadhar, Sunan Vidyadhar. And now the commander-in-chief, the soldiers, they are going with the habit, left, right, left, right, left, right, about turn. Who's Sunan Vidyadhar? Please tell me. The 10th man says, I don't know. You don't know? Then he's asking the 9th man. The 9th man, I don't know. The 9th man asks the 8th, the 8th asks the 7th, the 7th asks the 6th, the 6th asks the 5th. And it goes on. And the first guy, and even the second guy, who was a guy who shaved just after this thing, he said, I don't know. I don't know who's Sunan Vidyadhar. We don't know. Then they're asking, my dear, what's happening? They're going to declare a holiday. It's very important. We need to know it's going to be an holiday. We need to enjoy. So now the distress became like an holiday season, and they're like, please tell us who's Sunan Vidyadhar. And the first man is like, oh, my dear Sunan Vidyadhar. So everybody's like, please show us Sunan Vidyadhar. Who's Sunan Vidyadhar? Oh, my dear Sunan Vidyadhar. They're like, please stop this. Tell us who's Sunan Vidyadhar. There are many Sunan Vidyadhars. We don't know who's the Sunan Vidyadhar. The king is asked, the queen is asked, the commander-in-chief is here, the army is here. Who is Sunan Vidyadhar? And now, this person shows a donkey. This person was a dobi-wala. In those days, there is no washing machine. So, all the clothes used to be washed by a washerman. And the washerman, donkey, his name was Sunan Vidyadhar. He had a typical name. Now we also have fancy names, right? Chotu, Bhutu, Gotu, Gotu, La, La, Lulu. Like that he gave a very important name called Sunam Vidyadhar. So now it's a donkey. Yeah, it's a donkey. The second guy is like, oh my God, I shaved my hair for the donkey. And the third guy is like, oh my God, since you did, I did. The fourth did, since you three did, I did. The fifth guy did, you four did, I did. Then Commander-in-Chief is like, I lost my senses today. All you guys, I was in so much thing. I didn't do my japa today. That's the reason. I didn't do my Mangalati today. That's the reason everything is going for a toss. And then they go and apologize. And the king is like, what? Don't even tell this to anybody outside the kingdom. They will immediately come and attack our kingdom. Because they know that we are fools, number one. And this is a foolish kingdom. And I declare that I am the fool of this kingdom. The fool number one. And then the king will go scratching his head. My dear queen, as usual, women are very clever. You were the one who understood that to find out. So my Gurudev, His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, used to tell such simple stories, pastimes, to make us understand such big Vedic philosophy. So in Kali Yuga, we can get attracted, misguided completely, okay, by just looking at our neighbors. Nowadays I see a lot of people wearing toned pants. Why do you need to wear toned pants? You know, even if the jeans is good, they tear the jeans because it's fashion. Why? Because one Sunan Vijayadhar tore the pant. So it's become a fashion. So they buy a new jean, they cut the jean, and they do it in such snow. You know, you cut the jeans and then you wear a toned pant. Then Krishna thinks, oh, this guy doesn't like to have money, because usually toned clothes, people with not much of money and all that stuff wear. So maybe next month, I'll not give him any Lakshmi, because he is tearing a good thing. So we need to be extremely careful in Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, every guy will become a preacher. They will just talk few things here and there, and you think, wow, this guy is very good. He spoke very nice. But very important thing that Prabhupada has asked us to do is it in the scripture? Is it right or wrong according to the scripture? Just because Sunan Vidyadhar did that, you don't go create a ceremony for your donkey. Yeah? You can be affectionate towards animals, that's fine. But you need to understand the depth of the subject. Yeah? So we don't follow any Tom, Dick and Harry. Humpty Dumpty sat in the wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. No. We follow Prabhupada. We don't follow, in Nuremberg last time, Namamrit Prabhu was saying, we don't follow dog's footsteps. We follow only the footsteps of Prabhupada. And Prabhupada has given something, we just follow that. Otherwise it will be like a donkey's thing. So here, coming to this verse, whatever right or whatever wrong action a man performs. So Arjuna is completely confused. Mama, aham, mameti. Aham means I, mine, me, my. For 1 second, Arjuna forgets that he needs to fight. He needs to do his dharma. He needs to do his swadharma. Arjuna is a Kshatriya, right? Kshatriya needs to fight. Kshatriya, just before you're going to leave the arrow, you can't say, oh my God, I'm scared of the exam. Yeah? Arjuna's position was like that. And Krishna kept quiet. Krishna is a very sweet Lord. He's very quiet. Only when Arjuna went and said, Sishya, I am your Sishya. I am your disciple. Okay? Please give me the instructions. And only then Krishna gave the instructions. So, it's our duty to go and approach a guru. It's our duty to follow the footsteps of the Siksha Guru, the Diksha Guru, follow Prabhupada, understand Bhagavad Gita. Especially when we are reading Bhagavad Gita, it's so difficult to understand. If there is, in the Parampara system, if we understand, then it becomes very easy. So what did Arjuna do? He said, my family is at stake. I can't do this, Krishna. I can't really do this. My grandfather is in the opposite battle, is in the opposite side. My guru is in the opposite side. My entire family members are there. My relatives are there. I just can't do this. What will happen? What will happen to my karma? What will happen to this? What will happen to that? So I think we are also so excited, not excited, actually anxious, right? We get into this anxiety. Okay, what should we do? What should we do? What should we do? So much of mental concoction. Krishna says, Manogatan. In the second chapter, he says Manogatan. There's so much of mental tension, Are we doing right or are we doing wrong? Every juncture in our life, we'll have these very important decision-making steps, It's very easy to follow Sunam Vidyadhar. Without even going to a guru, without even going to the spiritual injunctions, just because Sunam Vidyadhar, master, the washerman, he was mourning, and had his hair shaved. We can also easily do whatever the world is doing. But if we really want to go back to Krishna, we need to follow the footsteps of Guru, Gauranga, and the Parampara. So many things are available, and we need to do this. So, I think we are on time. Any questions? So this is what, just remember this past step. Next time, when our mind is asking us to do something, and most of the time, 50% we know it's wrong. We know it's not good. But somehow we tell, it's okay. Sunam Vidyadhar is doing. He had a haircut, I'll go and do that. So whenever our mind is getting into that position, especially when we are taking up very big decisions, for those important things, we definitely have to consult our gurus. My Gurudev used to say, even for taking every breath, you need to come to me. That's the expectation of a guru. But at times we think that we know everything. We can handle. I'm in the moment for so many years and we can handle. But Gurudev used to say, we can't handle. Kali Yuga is so difficult. It's so complicated. We need a very strong support system. See, we can't even imagine in some place like Bavaria, in a place like Passau, we can't even think that Nashima is sitting here, This is, and that too half man, half life. Nara, Shima. He's so merciful. Prabhupada is so merciful that he had the vision, the gurus have the vision. And one more thing we need to understand, when there are rehearsals, attempts, you want to do it, but attempts, you will not get it right. Attempts, we need to understand that Krishna plans our present for the future. You understood this point? Krishna plans our present situation based on the future. Because Vedaham samatitani vartamanani cha Arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. Jnana Vijnana Yoga, I think it's 7.27. Krishna knows the past, present and future. So when Krishna plans our present situation on how our future is going to be. But we cling. We want our present to be rosy. We want our present situation to be rosy. See, when you're traveling, right? Today we came. When you're traveling and imagine you're going on a hike, hiking or something like that. You have got the best shoe, the Adidas shoe, the Pumas, the branded one and all that stuff. It's a very expensive shoe, it's a new shoe. But imagine just before going for a hike, a small stone has entered your shoe. Yeah? And you don't have the time of, you don't want to spend the time to take it out. And you want to do the hiking along with the stone. Imagine how difficult the entire hiking is going to be here. It's going to be so difficult, right? So that's where when we are in difficulty, We take a pause, we come back, take a step back, sit, do our japa, do our chanting, and then consult our seniors. And at that time, it's not about wasting time, In the entire journey, if you don't take that piece of stone from the newly bought shoe, the entire journey is wasted. It's so horrible, right? It's so horrible. Just a small. So we take a step back, we pause, we put the system in pause. It's always not. You need not be running, goal after goal after milestone. Now even in school, the kids are calling it as milestone. We used to call it just test, exam. Now they have a fancy name, milestones. We need not be going after milestone, achieving. At times, even when there are failures in life, we should just understand that Krishna has put the stone in that new shoe. Yeah? That's the time we need to pause and take it back. So I will stop here. If there are any questions, you can please check here.
I have a question.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
When applying the donkey thing to here, again, in Krishna consciousness, I notice every temple has sort of its own philosophy. Not in a big sense, but in the details. The devil is always in the details. So, how to decide which philosophy is the right philosophy when you don't know anything yet?
Yeah. My Gurudev always used to say that we are, since I'm sitting in Simhachalam, he'll say that you are Hiranyakashipu. Don't think you are Prahlad. This is my standard Guru's advice. After hearing the Prahlad Narasimha story, all of us will think we are Prahlad. But my Gurudev used to say, no, if you're Prahlad, you will not be in this Bhuloka. You will not be in this earth, right? We have come down, we have fallen down because of a passionate nature. So, we are always Hiranyakashipu. If we think that we have a problem, then we'll go and go for the solution. But if we think that we are already Prahlad, then doomsday. So, in any temple, Prabhupada has given very nice instructions. Certain Mangalati this time, Shringarati this time, Gaurati this time. Do your 16 rounds. So that minimum rounds. That's not 16 maximum rounds. 16 minimum rounds and all that stuff. There could be changes here and there. But just do whatever your yatra leader is asking you to do. We are Hiranyakashipu. Just listen to the seniors and just go with that flow. So the minute we start thinking, we just can't compare one ISKCON temple to a different ISKCON temple because they are like the eyes of Prabhupada. Simhachalam is one right eye of the Prabhupada, the other temple is the left eye of Prabhupada. So they are the eyes of Prabhupada. So how can you say if Prabhupada's right eye is beautiful or Prabhupada's left eye is beautiful? They are eyes of Prabhupada. So we'll have to look at it at a very high level. Small differences, small changes here and there is fine. But every temple is the eye of Prabhupada. So as long as possible, it's always good to go and tell your feelings and ask them for suggestions. But it's always good to follow the seniors. Like my Gurudev always said, right? Even if you have to take a breath, you better ask me to take a breath. So that if we surrender as quickly as possible, then it's so glorious. But if our mind is a devil's workshop. Who wrote that? Yes, Krishna consciousness. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj used to say, as soon as you get up in the morning, take a slipper. Take that Adidas shoe or the Puma shoe with the stone. Hit your head 100 times. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj is Prabhupada's guru. So this is what he said. He said, just every day morning, before your japa, take your shoe, just beat your head 100 times, so that you come to focus. So the message is, we are Hiranyakashipu. We are not in Prahlad's platform yet. Okay? So if we are Hiranyakashipu, then there's a lot of room for change. The minute we think we are Prahlad, that's all. I hope I've answered your question. Hare Krishna. Any other questions? Then Bhagavad Gita.